I'm a co-founder of HELP.
Hi, my name is Tibor, and I'm a co-founder of HELP.
Hi, I'm Teddy Nikolov, and I'm a co-founder of HELP.
HELP is an organization we began last spring. It stands for Homelessness Everywhere Lacking Publicity, and our goal is to eliminate homelessness in the cities surrounding us. What we do is we hand out packages to the homeless and low-income people of these cities. Last spring, we created a documentary showcasing the interviews and experiences with the homeless people in Kitchener. This time, we're going a lot bigger.
So the thing that motivated me to do this again is the feedback from part one that we got. Everybody loved it. Everybody was on board with us getting our organization bigger and raising more awareness for the issue. So we had to do it again. We were really pumped up to do this one more time.
So my personal motivation to do this again and go out in the winter time was that it is much harder living on the streets in the winter than it is on the summer, and we thought if we give out gloves and hats and those sort of things, it would really impact the lives of the homeless people.
I was really motivated to do this project another time because I felt like we learned so much about filmmaking, about ourselves, about homelessness.
So for part 2, we decided to buy a lot of new camera equipment. We decided to buy 2 Canon DSLRs. We decided to buy a GoPro, a mic, 2 tripods, and a monopod. And overall, I think this is going to give our documentaries a real professional look.
So social media has been a huge part of getting the organization out and raising awareness for the issue. We have currently 150 or so likes on our Facebook page and about 110 followers on Twitter, and it's raising every day. And we've gotten tweets from people like Craig Kilberg. We've met so many people over social media that have helped us out and have gotten really interested in what we do, and that we make connections that way. So it's been a huge part of the organization gaining momentum and building up.
We decided to come out with a clothing line to raise money for our project to help fund packages. Basically, we came out with sweaters, t-shirts, and sweatpants. And it really grew along the way. Like we started off with just black sweaters, and now we offer black, white, and red sweaters. We offer black and white t-shirts and gray and black sweatpants as well. And the school has really supported us. We've sold around 150 items, netting about $2,000 to go towards package making.
So when we would receive an order of merchandise, we would take it home, we would sort through all of it, have t-shirts, sweaters, sweatpants in certain different areas, and then we would go through all of it, label it all, and have it ready for distribution the next day.
Another way that we got support from our peers is by having a food drive that the leadership class organized, and that was a huge success. We put together 70 packages with just a little bit of the fund that we raised through the t-shirts and sweaters and sweatpants sales. So that was a huge success. So what we did is once we got all the food together, me, Brad, and Tibor went over to the leadership class and we counted it all. We took stock inventory, and then during one of the lunches, or during one of the leadership class periods, we went to the cafeteria and we laid all the food out and had different groups at different stations making something different. So like one station would be putting the juice boxes in, the other would be making the sandwiches, and then eventually there would be like the last station where the whole thing would come together, and that's how we did it. It took us like an hour, one period.
We went out on Christmas Eve this time, and we decided to spend some time with the homeless people rather than our families, because a lot of them out there, they don't have anyone that loves them, they don't have anyone that knows they even exist. A lot of them get ignored. So we decided to go out there and show them that someone does care for them, and we gave them packages.
So here it is, On the Streets, Part 2.
So one of the people that we met and talked with was Wayne, and he was on a disability plan as opposed to welfare, which does pay a little bit more. From what we know, he did have a place to stay. He was just low income, right? He didn't have a solid income to provide for himself. Other than that, he was really appreciative of what we did. He was interested. He asked us questions, right? Do you guys go to high school? Things like that.
What kind of situation are you currently in?
Well, I'm on ODSP now, but I'll tell you, it used to be welfare, and it was a whole lot less money to survive on. I still got friends that are on welfare, ex-addict, You know, and it is tough. OGSP helps. You get a little bit more money per month, but the rents, you know, if you want a half decent place, you're looking at $600-700 a month out of 900. You know, it doesn't leave a whole lot, man. So anything like this, I mean, it helps so much. These guys are doing a great job doing this.
How do you feel you're perceived in society? Like,
you know, depending on who you're talking to, you know, sometimes you get a lot of respect. Other times you just get looked down on. You know, no matter what you do. You know, I got long hair, right?
Yeah.
People, you know, they don't always, you know, and if they see you walking around, it's like, you know, I do a little better than some people. I manage to get a little bit of work here and there, but you know, other guys don't.
And is there like good work opportunity in Hamilton?
No, not really, no.
Even small jobs.
Well, you know, I pick up painting jobs at the apartment where I live. The landlord there knows, right? So if I could pick up an apartment painting job, you know, it's $100 off my rent or something. You know, that helps. It goes to the groceries. Like, yeah. I got 2 grandkids, you know, and this is their Christmas. And I've been busting my hump trying to get a little extra for them, you know. Yeah.
You know what?
We appreciate the time.
Oh, no problem.
I'm Brad,
guys,
by
no
the way.
problem. Yeah.
Tibor.
Wayne, yeah, man, good. Teddy, good for you guys.
Here you go.
Yeah, these are for your family.
All right, man.
So Carol and Mike were a couple who lived in Hamilton. We met them on the streets, and they were really talking about how hard it is to live outside in the cold in the winter, because they do live in tents. To know that somebody's out there living in a tent in negative degrees Celsius is crazy, considering that we are living in homes that are warm and we have warm beds to sleep in. It just puts it all really in perspective.
Hey, my name is Mike.
And I'm Carol.
Yeah, and how did you guys get in the scenario you're in?
Mainly because welfare doesn't pay enough to get shelter and food.
Right.
That's why.
And shelter prices are up. Too expensive.
Yeah. Okay.
Rents are way high.
Are they?
Food is too expensive.
So what is it really like to live out in the cold? How hard is it?
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard. You know what?
Yeah.
It's only -4, and and we're using alcohol burning in a bowl to heat up our tent, okay? Which is causing lung problems.
Yeah.
So we met Steve on one of the streets in Kitchener, and he was clearly homeless, as he had a sign that said, "Homeless, please spare change." And he asked us really nicely for a ride, and we gave him the ride to Homer Watson Boulevard, I believe it was. He basically wanted to get there so he could panhandle, which was basically, he sits there and begs for change from cars coming by just to make some money for food. And it was really interesting talking with him. He had a disability where he was blind in one eye, and I'm really glad we gave him a ride.
People come up and talk to you, you know, try and help, things like that, or
yeah. I have people walk up and try to help me all the time.
That's good.
It's a good thing, yeah.
Good. That's
there's
awesome.
good people out there.
Good.
So if I go through this year, I'll be taken care of for a week. Usually people are pretty nice, you know.
Nice. Okay.
Do you have any like future goals for yourself?
Yeah, I'm thinking about going back to school. As soon as I get my disability approved, I'm blind in one eye, eh? As soon as I get my disability approved, I get a free education. I go to university and not have to pay it back.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What's that?
What do you want to study?
Business.
Another person that we talked to was Dan, and he was on welfare as well. The way that he got into the situation that he was in was he went through a divorce, and his wife had a girl, so the majority of his money went to that. He said that during his marriage he had not smoked or drank for 4 years, which was the length of the relationship, I guess. And he was just on welfare at the moment. He didn't pay rent yet, and he was really grateful about the package that we gave him. He was really willing to talk to us, and he was a really nice person overall.
And are you homeless, or are you in a situation?
I'm on basic needs right now. On welfare.
Okay.
So Really, I'm under welfare, not really homeless. I could still go and get like $350 from welfare for rent, eh? But I don't pay rent yet. No, not yet.
I see. So, how long have you been kind of in this situation?
So I've been on basic needs for years.
And what put you into this situation, or were you sort of?
I've been through almost everything. I went through marriage. My ex-wife had a girl.
Okay.
I used to work at Westinghouse.
Okay.
Holy, I didn't drink or smoke cigarettes for 4 years.
That's good.
During that, then during our marriage, I started smoking and drinking again. And
That's where it all started. Sort of.
Honest, I think that's the thing. Honest to God. So now this is where I'm at with on welfare.
So what's something like a package going to mean to you?
These ought to be really good. Get me nice and warmed up and some energy.
So we met James downtown Kitchener outside of a store, and he was waiting for it to open to get some supplies. He mentioned to us how difficult it is living on the streets, having basically a sleeping bag and that's it, and the clothes on your back, of course. We thought he had a disability because he was really slurring his speech and he was like really quiet.
Is it tough to get a job in Kitchener? Like, it is, yeah. Like, so. You gotta have a lot of background and a degree and things like that. It's tough. Is it really hard out here in the winter? Like, especially? Like, it is cold and it's tough to really get by.
Got a couple weeks I got a sleeping bag now, eh?
Yeah.
I slept in the park ranch the other day. I woke up and my feet were freezing.
Yeah. It's cold out here, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, well, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. Yeah. So on Christmas Eve at around 4 o'clock, we headed over to the bridges in Galt. There we handed out about 30-40 packages to the homeless and low-income people of Cambridge. It was really cool being able to impact a lot of people on Christmas Eve especially, to be able to give them a little something extra, because they do deserve it, because it is hard for people to make ends meet, especially around Christmas time if they have kids too. We feel like we really outdid ourselves from the last project, which was our goal. Our goals have always been to make homelessness no longer lack publicity. We want to get the word out about homelessness. We want to help as many homeless and low-income people that we can in our community.
So I'm really glad we went out and did part 2 in the cold, because just being out there, us, for 2 hours, we got really, really cold. We couldn't believe that these homeless people were actually spending days and days on end out there on the streets begging for change.
We also would like to really inspire other youth to get involved in their own communities, especially with homelessness. It's a great cause to look into, something in your very own city, something that a lot of people overlook as being a cause that needs to be helped. Like, a lot of people focus on overseas issues, which are great causes, but we need to focus on our home once in a while. What's right here in our very own cities. It's something that is important to focus on.
Doing this project gave us a lot more of a deep insight onto the issue, because we realized how many people it affects. We had the chance to speak with ex-addicts, alcoholics, mental health patients, and all other examples that you can think of, realizing how many people it actually affects, which is so many more than we thought it would, which in the end made us want to fix it and want to do something about it so much more.